Did you ever play any of the bars on Dirty Six?
Well, not on Dirty Six,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but around like Red River and that kind of area.
Yeah.
Spent plenty of time on Dirty Six.
Oh yeah? What kind of stories? I'm sure you have a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I went to UT, so.
Especially you grew up there, right?
I grew up in Houston, but I went to UT, so I went to college there. So you're always going out to the bars every weekend. I lived downtown. I would just walk to the bars every night. So.
Wow.
Yeah, fun stuff.
So where did you go outside of Dirty Six? Because I think as a freshman or young person, you're like, yeah, Dirty Six, it's fun, and then it gets old after a while.
It bleeds into like Dirty Six turns into West Six, which turns into Rainy.
Yeah.
But now Rainy is all apartment buildings. So it used
Rainy
to be all,
is crazy.
Well, it used to be all houses, and now it's gone.
Yeah, there's this humongous hotel or like large apartment residence
It's
building.
changed so much in the last couple of years. I haven't even seen it, to be honest. But I mean, there was one house left, I think, when I left.
Yeah.
I don't know now.
It's a tiny little street, and then this humongous, 12-story building.
That's the thing. All these apartment buildings and hotels, they wanted to be near Rainy Street. They're, we're going to be on Rainy, and then they destroyed Rainy.
Yeah.
So, and then now they're just a bunch of hotels in a line.
Yeah. We've got Alex from Culture Wars here chatting about his time in Austin and pizza and things like that. How's life on the road? I'm sure you're eating a lot of pizza.
No, my go-to right now is Chipotle right before the show, just so I can
somewhat
have
healthy.
something chill in my stomach. Because before I used to not eat until after the shows. And you can't eat at 11 o'clock at night and then wake up and do. It's just So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna eat something chill, and then do the show.
Touring just throws your whole schedule off, doesn't it?
Yeah, but so does a kid. So I'm getting my schedule thrown around in 3 different ways.
That's right. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
What was it? A New Year's baby or a New Year's Eve or something?
Yeah, New Year's.
New Year's baby.
Yeah. Well, New Year's Eve, I guess.
And we're recording this in May, so basically
4 months.
four, almost 5 months.
Yeah.
And here you are on the road.
For the first time, since. So he threw my schedule off, and now this is throwing my schedule further off. But it's all right. I thought I could sleep in, but it's not working.
What's it like being a new dad? How much preparation did you do? What's?
I don't know about preparation. I just was kind of more so like just making time for it and and making sure I spend as much time with him as possible. And then now that we're on the road, it's just kind of, we've had a lot of scheduling issues, with flight delays and stuff like that. And we had to reschedule this and reschedule San Francisco because, thank you, United, for the 13-hour delay. But, I found myself going, well, it's not that I'm pissed we had to reschedule the show. I'm pissed it's because now it's a one less day I get to spend with him. Not at home. It's just it's just a day you'll never get back.
Yeah.
And so it's like that kind of anger. It's very different.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, this is how my brain is now.
Are you in that still honeymoon phase of having a new kid and first kid at the same time?
No, it's never really been a honeymoon. It's just it's tough. I thought it was going to be, some things would be easier than others and some things would be tough, and it ended up being the reverse.
Oh yeah? What's easy and what's tough?
Diapers are easy.
Yeah.
I thought, I was like, oh jeez. But no, that's the easiest part. And then when they just don't feel well and they just scream, I wasn't thinking about that. So,
How's mom?
She's good. She's chill. She's easy. I mean, she's stronger than I am in a lot of ways. So it's she's chilling. She's good. She's easy.
So wait, are you making time to go visit back and forth, or is
that's how we scheduled this first run. Is we're doing weekends, so I can be gone for 3-4 days, and then I can come back, spend some time with him, then go back. So that's what we're doing May, and then Europe, UK. We built a 2-week gap, so we'll do the first 2 weeks, take 2 weeks off, and he'll come visit with my wife, and then we'll do the other 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. A lot of life going on with you right now.
Yeah. A lot of sold out shows, so it's
you
changing.
have the new baby, you have the debut album after all these years, and the tour and everything like that. Yeah. The album's called Don't Speak. And this has been years in the making. This is literally a proper introduction to a band that's been grinding for so many years.
Yeah.
And it is certainly, let's say, 10 years? So is a culmination of life changes as well.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
And so I'm curious as to what were the more recent songs that might have been kind of the driving factor that blended in with some of the older songs when you were college kids and trying to make it.
Well, the only thing that's stuck around really from the older era is Lies. Everything else is like from the last like 3 years. But the back half of how we wrote it, not literally in the order of the album. The last 6 or so songs we wrote after touring in Asia and Australia and doing larger shows, we rewrote half the album, and that would be Don't Speak and Bittersweet and In the Morning and Tokyo, and I'm probably forgetting one, but yeah. But the earliest song written for the album would, other than Lies, would be Typical Ways, but that's from the beginning of the sessions, you know. Mm-hmm. So it was just kind of, we kept just writing and writing and writing and writing, and then when we toured, we realized like we need to change, you know, because we did Maroon 5 and we were talking to them and they were like, oh yeah, we toured our first album for 3 years. I'm like, I don't want to play these songs for 3 years. So that was like an immediate like whoop, red flag. Like we need to change what we're doing. So now we're happy to play these songs for 3 years.
Well, being a band for so long, what were the things that brought you guys together, and did it just take time to get a cohesive sound to say, okay, now let's put out a full body of work?
I think it's kind of boring, but I think it's really more of like a marketing thing. It worked out because we just got, you know, from touring and playing, we got better at writing. I mean, my thing is, if we're not getting better, then it's a problem, you know? And so from like a writing perspective, we need to constantly be pushing ourselves and writing, getting better and getting better. So we just knew over time things would probably continuously get better, but we just, at a certain point, you got to bookmark it and start the next, you know? So, you know, I think that was part of that situation, but yeah, it was really just a timing thing, you know. I think, but that one moment was when we went, we got to open the book back up again and take some pages out.
Because you had released a bunch of EPs prior.
Yeah.
And would you say that was kind of finding a sound, or?
Yeah, we were still figuring it out. I think the band as it is now, the five of us, is the solidified, done. We're like, this is where we've been trying to get for the last however many years, and so all that was figuring it out, and then once Heaven came out, that was we know what we're doing now. Let's start launching this thing the long way. Mm-hmm. And then at that point, it was just single by single by single, which is not like, I get it. It's not my favorite way to like consume music personally, but the business as it is that's what they reward. So you got to follow the rules, I guess.
It's also in a way a different perspective of a person that is thinking like a business person, right? Because the business of culture wars, you have to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And being older versus the young buck that is just gung-ho and let's just do this and we're going to force it down your throat and we're going to make it.
Yeah.
Where do you think that might have changed? Do you think that the sound and trends of alternative and just music in general influenced that?
I mean, I'd say the band like started, 2017-ish, but the real band as is was, probably 2020 and on. So all that's been kind of building there. But, for us, I think we had a unique perspective where we wrote all the music ourselves and we do everything ourselves. We're very much like our guitar player is our producer. He also mixed the album. Like we do everything internally. And now that we have this sound and this band that we really like and we feel very confident about it, that then gives us the ability to go, well, okay, hold on, we can just do whatever we want now because we don't care what anybody thinks. And, we're not really concerned with any, we know it's good and we'll find people and it'll work. And we were right, when maybe that's cocky, I don't know, but it certainly paid off. So that, once we got to that point, it made sense. From a creative standpoint, we were just always like, we're going to write song first, and if the song isn't good with just a vocal and a piano or vocal and guitar, then we don't move forward. And then that just enabled us to just make better rock music, because then the song's already there, just, everyone do your part and move on. Instead of like, we have to, reinvent the wheel. It's like, no, just write good songs. So in a lot of ways, we just kind of stuck to the basics and took the training wheels off and just went.
How do you look at the sound that you started with and what you make now? How would you?
We kind of went full circle because, when we first started, we were kind of doing like rock, like not roots rock, but kind of close. And as, I mean this like when Dave and I started, like before even Culture Wars, when we were in a different band together, that's what we were trying to do. And we kind of we kind of went the long way and ended up back where we started, but obviously better, you know. So we knew what we wanted to do, we just didn't know how to do it. And so I think we just progressively got better and then ended up back where we wanted to be.
Takes that experience and making mistakes along the way.
Yeah, we've made plenty. So, you know, so that's good.
Yeah. How do you keep up that level of spontaneity and that the youthful approach?
We're all very different people, and we're all probably stubborn as shit, I mean, honestly. And that kind of creates this lack of, like, there's just very lack of complacency all the time because there's just always someone unsatisfied, essentially. So it's uncomfortable, but I think we're all in recognition that being uncomfortable is the point. And that's the point of the growth. So I think the dynamic of it, because we're all into very different music and we're all into very different things, and like, you know, we don't agree on a lot of things, you know, most things, even music things. But that's kind of the point. And we all recognize that what we're doing is going to be greater than what we could do by ourselves. So it's kind of like annoying, but we know it's positive, if that makes sense.
I ask because there's always, like I said, the youthful approach where you just go in making all the mistakes and you're not afraid of what you don't know. Right. But as you get older, you get more experience, you know what to be afraid of, or you start gathering things of like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that, right? And there's fear and so forth and so on that creeps in. And you kind of have to fight that a little more.
Well, I think just the awareness of knowing that there's plenty we don't know. I think just having that awareness allows us to just be like, charging forward cautiously, Yeah.
Now with the family and everything, you have to, right? Those thoughts come into play, right? Yeah. Where it's like, let's make this the best we can do and be successful at it at the same time, right?
Yeah, but now that we're having this growth in our first album and like there's a timeline to these things, like you need to maximize what you're doing. And so I think we've definitely gotten better at striking a balance, and we know where our lines are, and we know what we need to do, and, just got to get out there and do them. And clearly people like it, so it's good. And buying tickets, great.
Obviously, yeah. Typical Ways is one of those songs that has really resonated with a lot of people. Yeah. What are the origins of that song? I feel like that's something that has been around for a little bit.
Yeah, it's mainly Dylan. He wrote the guitar and bass and like the music of it. From there, he brought it to me when this was like right before COVID when I was about to move out. And he brought it to me in Austin. And I just kind of immediately knew what to do with it and had the melody and stuff like that. But then I rewrote the lyrics over the course of like 4 years.
Wow.
The verse. So that was kind of a long one. And by then we were ready to like pack it up and be done with it. But then we tested it on tour. Because we weren't sure, because we were in that place where we're like, well, we like these 4 or 5 songs, but what's the 7th song we're playing, So we were rotating stuff out, and every time we played it, it went incredibly well, which I was about to trash it, to be completely honest. And the whole band felt that way. So, once it responded that way, we went, oh, whoops. But I think it's just because it was old, and you get in your head, and you're like, oh, that's us from 2019. That's not us anymore. And it's like, it was always us. It's that protectionism of like, oh, that was a failure, so we don't,
Yeah.
And it never was. We never tried it. So
why do you think people like that song so much?
I mean, if I put myself back in 2019, I always thought the chorus was really catchy, and I was like, this is cool. This works. And then I somehow talked myself out of it. I don't know. But I think also like maybe the timing of it now is better than it was in 2019.
Right.
And the stuck in your typical ways kind of line and screaming it and that kind of vitriol, I think maybe carries people forward. Like that's like, oh, it kind of gets that part of their brain going. So, I mean, every night everybody's like screaming that one. So, it's
It's a fun one.
Yeah, people trying to get energy out, I get it.
The second half of the album is what you guys have referenced as the ones that are more fresh and new and were influenced by your touring. Why do you think that particular tour or those experiences kind of inspired you more than the previous tours and shows that you might have done?
Wow, we're doing like arenas and stadiums, we're not playing for 200 people anymore. You're playing for like 65,000 people at once. I mean, it really throws you into the deep end. But also understanding those rooms and those crowds and like, just even how sound travels in larger spaces and things like that changed like how we mix the record. In the Morning was mixed specifically because of how things sounded on tour, and then we remixed the entire album based on that. So some of it's as simple as that, some of it's as simple as just getting in front of people and like playing stuff and just seeing how we feel. Like, I don't feel very confident playing that song, and they don't seem to like it either. No one in this very big room seems to like this song. Maybe it's done. But they seem to like this, and we seem to like this. And this is my favorite thing to play. It seems to be their favorite thing to play. So, okay, so we were right about this. And so it just gives you some of that kind of feedback, but also yourself. It's not like just going like, we're just doing what people want. It was also what we wanted. We didn't want to play those songs. So I think
it's kind of a risk to take when you're in front of so many people. And you're like, all right, let's play this new song that we don't know if we really are certain about, and let's see what they think.
Right. Yeah. It's
literally an auditorium test.
Yeah, I think we just maybe didn't care at the time. I don't know why we didn't, but I think our at the time when we first started doing all that, we had like 3,000 followers on Instagram or whatever. I think we're at 250,000 now. So when we started that, it was like, well, who gives who cares? So now it'd be a little different, but it's fun to kind of test stuff. I think that's the old school way, even though it is a lot of people.
Yeah. No, hats off to you, man. Takes a lot of courage and balls, as some would say, to do something like that. Because up next, Maroon 5. Here's
Yeah. Well, we got a good amount of testing, even doing ZZ Top before that. And so those things we were playing theaters in kind of in rural America kind of thing, and we're like, all right, well, what's going to happen? So there was a bit of testing at that time as well. But
yeah, we're in a big arena with ZZ Top in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right,
it'll be fine.
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen? This has been such a very typical question, but because of your experience, it's very unique. What were the biggest lessons, or was there a particular moment during those tours that you might have taken away with that you still carry today?
I think everybody took different lessons. I think when we're with groups like this, I think everyone's trying to learn, not just the band, but the crew. We're watching their crew. We're watching how they do things. We're watching how they set up, how many people they have staffed. Like, how are they traveling? How are they doing this? How are they, we changed our live setup just based on gear that we, stuff like that. And then I'd go and watch the show. And, it's one thing to watch a concert from a band one time, but you watch them like 6 times in a row, you pick up what they do differently, what they do the same, where those kind of like how they transition from song to song. So there's a lot of that. But also you think, rock and roll, stadiums, arenas, whatever, and it's kind of not corporate, but it's very like everyone's there to do a job, and there's a lot of money at stake, and everyone's taking it very seriously. And I think that's a new perspective that I brought in as well. Like, it's fun to, have a drink and like kind of get loose before a show, but it's not fun to see yourself having the alcohol sweats on the Jumbotron. So, there's a bit of that where, like now I just do not drink before shows at all. It does affect my voice, and you don't look very good. And so that's like a personal lesson. But
that's why you stick to the Chipotle and the water.
Chipotle and the water and the Pedialyte or whatever, just to
Pedialyte, wow.
Yeah, it's a little hydration stuff. It's probably overkill, but I mean, I know it's overkill, but
a lot of analytics involved with the Culture Wars show here.
Yeah, a lot of tweaks, a lot of this, a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, congrats on all the attention, man.
Thank you.
You guys deserve it. You really
appreciate
put in the work, and reaping the rewards.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, the little one has a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, I'm sure he's completely unaware, but he'll figure it out one day.
Right? Dad's a rock star. Look at him sweating on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, right.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
And continued
it.
success.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Alex from Culture Wars right here on B-Sides.